I can't watch this. I can't watch this. I can't watch this. I can't watch this.
Hello and welcome to another podcast. I'm Fatui and let's talk games, special E3 coverage. Well, we just finished up watching Microsoft press conference, which had a lot of things in it. I want to start in chronological order right now, just talking a little bit about what I saw. They started up with probably the biggest first-person shooter franchise that is out there right now, and it's Call of Duty. They showed out Call of Duty Black Ops. Showed, of course, the full-length trailer. After that, one of the creators came in, talked a little bit about it, and showed us a little bit about, or actually two scenarios in the game, were two missions actually. One of them was a tunnel mission. It looks a little bit like you're in Vietnam or something, I don't know. But anyways, it looks pretty cool. It plays well. And the second mission was where you get in a Russian helicopter behind and blow stuff up. Pretty cool, looks great. Of course, it's coming out for PS3 also. It's a multi-platform game. What they announced especially was that the downloadable content is going to be first on Xbox 360, and it looks like it's going to be for the next 3 years, so it's 2010, 2011, 2012. So, cool for people that have an Xbox. I have one also, but I play most of my games on my PS3. But anyways, cool. I don't hope they rip people off that it's gonna be like we wait a year for downloadable content. I hope it's like we get a week or maybe a month after them at max, so we don't rip people off. But let's see what they're doing. It's an okay game. I like Call of Duty, and I'm probably going to get this one because this one here has at least a little bit more interesting storyline than the last one, where I was disappointed at the single player because they don't play that much for multiplayer. Anyways, after that, one of my favorite creators came out. After, of course, they talked a little about all the stuff, and of course came out and said and welcomed people to the press conference. Favorite creator Hideo Kojima came out, and we, of course, as soon as he was announced, I know it was Metal Gear Rising, and everybody else was talking about it, and he was out there talking about that it was he was a lead producer on it, but it was pretty much it's his team that's doing Rising, and he told us that last year that he's gonna be a part of it, but he's only gonna supervise pretty much. So and then after that, of course, one of the main developers, his protege, you could call him, came out, talked a little bit about it. What it's actually meant. It's a sword game, sword action game, they called it. It looks really good. They showed, they showed gameplay, but only demoed gameplay, so we don't know actually how it's gonna play. Because from what it looks like, I was afraid that this is gonna be a Connect game, like fiddling around in the air with your sword, but it looks, I'm not sure that it may include Connect in some way, I'm afraid of, but I don't think it's mandatory, because we know it's not, they haven't told it's going to be on Xbox only. We know it's going to be on PS3, so it's going to be controlled by a real controller. So, but the game looks great. It's interesting. The game, it's a Metal Gear game, and it's not a sneak game. It's more a hack and slash game, but it looks good. Excited about that. No release date. Black Ops was said it's coming out. I think it was what was it? November 9th, 2010. I think, if I don't remember if I'm not mistaken, November 9th this year. Anyways, after that, Cliff Bleszinski came out, of course, talking a little bit about his big game. We already knew he was gonna announce that because when he did the Bulletstorm interview, he told that he was gonna unveil the Gears of War 3. And before all this happened, they started talking about the games they are gonna show from now on through the press conference. That means from including Gears of War 3, and through this it's gonna be Xbox only, just like PlayStation or Sony did last year, talking about only happening on PlayStation. So it looks like they branded themselves as Sony has done, saying only on Xbox, and it's their first-part launch titles that they're talking about. So what they showed off at Gears of War 3, I've played the first one, Gears of War. I played a couple of missions. I've never completed it, and I actually borrowed it, so I don't own it. But anyways, four-player co-op, full mission. Nothing too exciting. From what I look, it looks okay. Plays the same as what it looks for me. Nice boss battles. Looks intense. It's Gears of War. We couldn't expect anything less. April next year. April 2011. After that, Peter Molyneux came out. Fable 3, of course. The 26th. October 26th this year is coming out. He didn't show any gameplay at all. He just came out talking about the epic adventure, going from being a king and stuff like that. All the flabbergastic stuff he's been hyping about through the announcement of Fable 3. So he came out. We showed a little bit. They showed, of course, gameplay. It was demoed and everything, so nothing special about it. After that, a new partner was revealed. And that was Crytek, and they are making a game, Kingdoms it's called. Nothing, we couldn't see anything out of it. First, when I saw the demo, a guy, muscular guy, come out, looked a little bit, I say, is this Clash of the Titans they're announcing? That game sucks, or at least the movie does. But anyways, it wasn't that. Big surprise, and I was really surprised that Crytek actually partnering up with them. So they're going to be Microsoft developers from now on. That's okay. Crytek makes great first-person shooter games. And this year I'm going to jump a little bit ahead just to keep the subjects together. Kingdoms is not a first-person shooter. After the press conference was revealed, GT did an interview with one of the Kinetic CEOs, the Connect CEOs, and he actually said that the Kingdoms from Crytek is not going to be a first-person shooter, so it's not going to be Crysis 3 or Crysis something else. It's gonna use the Crysis engine, probably, but. Looks interesting. Really short teaser. Pretty much they just announced it's going to be Crytek and Xbox partnering up, doing some nice stuff. That's pretty much it. After that, of course, the biggest franchise, the franchise that one of the franchises that have kept Xbox alive, of course, it's Halo Reach, where they are talking about. They showed us some single-player gameplay, a little bit of story gameplay. Looks okay. What the new thing was new air gameplay, and I mean space combat, which, in my opinion, looks okay, but I think people will be intimidated, especially when I heard after the press conference, again, Jeff Keighley interviewing one of the Microsoft guys, actually saying that or figuring out this could actually be a part of the multiplayer experience, that you're gonna have a dogfight, firefight, something, space combat in an airplane or in a plane or in an aircraft, whatever you would call it. I don't think that's gonna go well with the first person shooters. Really hung up about Halo 3 and what that was all about. I heard a lot of people that are huge Halo players, especially competitive ones, not being that satisfied with the Halo Reach beta. I played it myself. I actually was really it was really great in my opinion, but I think it's because they're taking a break from and doing what Call of Duty has done, and Call of Duty has sold not as much as Halo in total, but they have sold 12 million units plus in a half year. That's gotta say something. They are doing something right. After all this crap, or sorry, not crap, all this news, crap came, and we saw what Kinect or Natal is all about. It is called Kinect, a cheap word for connect instead of. I don't know why they pussied out on that, but anyways, they showed off how it's gonna be. It's not for gamers. They've really pushed what they're trying to do. Is going to be a casual experience, especially with the voice commands. And the first thing when I heard the voice commands, because then you are talking to your Xbox, that means you need to have the activation phrase first. So Xbox stop for stop a video, Xbox play music, Xbox play movies, and then the first tweet that came out, Xbox find porn, Xbox blow me. It's ridiculous in some points. I know it's making fun of it, but I can see some of things for some people. It's working, but let's talk. It's voice command. It's okay. It works. The problem is, in my opinion, how are they gonna translate to so many people around the world? We're talking Spanish. We're talking French, Italian, Portuguese, or what's it called? What's the name for it? German, what's it called? I don't know the language in Portugal. I can't remember. I can't remember the word for it. Danish, where I'm from. Swedish, Norwegian, Dutch. It's incredible how many languages they have to translate, and actually programming the Kinect voice commands for. And I don't know, and they say Kinect is going to be available in North America November 4th, and it's going to be available this Christmas or these upcoming holidays, worldwide. They have a lot of they probably on top of it, but how well will it work? Is it going to be multi-language, or is it going to be like only English? Because what if people can't speak English, or how well will it recognize a person that has a hard dialect of their own language? So some things that I really they didn't talk about, and I'm excited to see how they're going to address this problem, or at least talk about this problem, because in my opinion it is a problem. The other thing is the hand movements. The hand gestures, which is not gestures anymore, because if you remember last year, it was like you were just flipping around, just making slaps in the air slaps to move around. It's not anymore. It's actually a mouse now. You hold your hand in front of you and you drag slowly across. Give me a mouse. Give me a controller instead. It's stupid. Why do it that way? I like the slap thing, or just point at something. I want to point at this, or just use the voice command, which pretty much say Xbox Zune or Xbox Games. Easier. But the whole thing, like holding your hand steady across something, just why? Why can't it just flip around easily? Okay, here it is. Click that in the air and move it like it's. They slowed the Xbox experience down, in my opinion. So that's the gestures, all that. That's how it works. It looks like it recognizes pretty easily people that come in, but then again, you need to know that everything in the stage is green, and people come in dark clothes with not green shirts. So how is it going to affect the light in the room? Does it have to be well lit? Does it have to be a special color? Do you have to be in a special color? Do you have to be in a contrast to the room beside you that you can't use the same colors? And that's some things that I'm really interested to see when people get their hands out, especially in North America, when Kotaku, Gizmodo, Engadget gets their hands on it and actually test this out. How well does this work in a normal living room? Because normal people don't have a big living room to jump around in or well lit, because we don't have the money to build stuff like that, or at least I don't. So I have what I have, and if Kinect doesn't work in my room, I'm not going to use it. And the last thing, no price yet. So that was really disappointing, but it's going to come later this year, from what they announced. Anyways, Kinect, how it works. They announced that that Xbox Live is going to come to the Windows Mobile 7, Windows Mobile, the version 7 that's coming out this year on new phones. They viewed how voice chat or video chat is going to work through Kinect. You just click, or again, you hold your hand across where you see on your screen a hand, just pretty much like you would do on a Wii sensor. You have your Wii remote, and you put the hand on top, and you click, and it's the same way. And again, I think it's stupid the way they do it. They should just do a flip motion, so it's vertical instead. And you flip through a lot of small things, and then, okay, here he is, and they should have done it differently, in my opinion. Maybe they will. Maybe they will in future when this is out and they actually find out people are not satisfied with holding their hand in front of them and using it as a mouse because it's easier or faster to use a controller. But for casual people, I can understand it's pretty easy to have a hand with you because it's attached to you. But anyways, video chat, voice chat, you can chat with people that have looks like are live through your PC or something else, or you can do through people who also have Kinect, and it's voice based. You can end chat, Xbox end chat. It looks like you can watch movies together, which, in my opinion, why would I? I would just say come over and let's watch a video and have some popcorn. And why would I watch news with people? I don't watch news. I don't invite people. Let's come over here and watch news together. So that's stupid, but I can understand if you want to talk to people and start a conversation or something, but why not have it over a couple of drinks or a couple of beers in my place instead? I don't know. Maybe it's for the antisocial, casual people that are afraid to come out. I don't know. Anyways, one thing that I couldn't care less about, because ESPN is not in Europe or anywhere else other than the US. So ESPN is announced that it will come to Xbox. It will have Kinect support. And there's going to be 3,500 different sport types. You can see football, college football, whatever. What are the European people getting? Zip. Or maybe they're gonna announce later this year that maybe Eurosport will actually be a part of it, or the Discovery Channel, or at least something, because we get Zip from this. This is U.S. only. So that was, of course, fun for people that are real sports fans, and I like sports. I like bowling. I like football. I like soccer. Even though the Danish team just lost today, it's fun. I like it, but I can't use it if I can't use this facility because it's not in my region, and it's not going to be in a lot of regions. So hopefully they do some thinking and maybe say maybe we should ask Eurosport or some people to partner up with us in other countries instead of just giving us the shaft. So that was pretty much Connect in the casual way. Now the games came in front of us, and we have Connectimals, the big iPad ripoff, which Skittles was being played with, she was cute. Child molester would probably have had candy in his eyes or whatever, but it looks like it worked. The commands and stuff like that. It's intelligent. Or the AI is well made through the animals. But why would I buy this? Why would I force my children or my child to have such an weird experience instead of, you can't walk this, you're holding air, I know you can feel love for something so or some people can feel love for something cold, dark, and non-living, like a dead thing, like a chair, like something like a TV or anything. But as for pets, I would buy my child a dog, a pet of some kind. I think it's fun in some way, but this here is taking it maybe a little bit too freaky in my opinion. So the Connectimals can connect themselves in each way, in my opinion. The other thing, of course, we of course got announced after that was Connect Sports, which in my opinion was a stupid presentation. A guy comes out, and I was just, what is this game here? He's standing in the middle of a stadium, and he's controlling a crowd, telling them to do stuff. And I'm just like, why do I want to have imaginary, fictional people cheering at me? I know some people need a boost for self-esteem booster of some kind, but hey, that's what hookers are for or something. I don't know. It's just, come on, show me something. And after that, he came out. He showed us some of the one of the sport game, which was 100-meter run or sprint or whatever it's called, which was incredibly stupid because you're running on the spot, and it looks like it had a little bit of trouble actually capturing or figuring out there were two people, because it took a little bit long time to actually to get going. But enough about that, and that's why I talked a little bit about the light in the rooms and stuff like that. But anyways, they jumped over some stuff. It looks stupid and actually takes pictures of you while you do this. And I have nothing against pictures at all, as long as I control them, because that was the real scary part after sports was unveiled. Joyride was unveiled, which is pretty much the same. Sports will have more than just running. It will have soccer and all that, and it looks okay. It's Wii Sports Resort in a big event. Oh no, it's rip-off again, and they're going to do it because they are going to try to get some of the big cake that Nintendo has. Fair enough. Connect Joyride is pretty much obstacle courses with where you have to pose in different ways to catch bubbles, and they give you points the more you catch. And again, stupid poses will get taken pictures of you. The real scary thing, it will actually upload the stuff if you have Facebook connected to your Xbox. It will upload the pictures on it. And why would I, in God's almighty name, have stupid pictures of me or anyone unwillingly, or at least that was the message that I gave from it. It would do it simultaneously or just on the fly, upload crap like that to my Facebook account, where I can get laughed at my friends for jumping. Maybe it's because, I don't know, I want to control it at least. There was no talk about that. They won't say it will upload it. I was just like, no, you will not upload stuff that I don't want you to. So I hope they at least figure about that. It was actually called Connect Adventures. Joyride was sports game, not a sport game, a racer game. Which again, why would I sit my hands in the air driving when I could go out of my car and drive? Maybe because I can't drive like crazy, like in Joyride. But well, I could, but I would probably go into jail pretty quickly. But anyways, again. Connect Sports is a Wii Sport Resort. Connect Adventures, again, obstacle course. Connect Joyride is a Mario Kart racer type of game. After that, there was no. All these were first party titles from the pseudo guy or whatever he's called with the big glasses and whatnot. More in my opinion. And after that, they announced some third-party things. Ubisoft came into play, and I gotta say, we got it. I was afraid of it. U-Shape is it called, and it's of course an aerobic and martial arts. You can do all crazy stuff on it. It's I don't know. It's Wii Fit. Wii Fit, and I think this will actually work because it actually has a personal trainer, and it has maybe some more moves, because Wii Fit is actually, if you look at the package, it's actually not sold as a aerobic thing. It's actually a game. It says so on the box. This here is definitely something that you can use for aerobics, and maybe this will probably sell. And I think a lot of people will do this, or maybe buy a bundle of this, and I think it will sell like hotcakes, just like the Wii Fit did, because people actually think they can get in shape just by exercising, instead of actually exercising constantly and actually go out and running instead of sweating their ass in front of their TV and eat well, of course. But hey, who am I to judge? I'm a fat ass myself. Anyways, after that, Harmonix came out and announced their, because none have touched the dance the dance genre yet. Dance Central was announced, where you actually dance, and it looks like well, it doesn't look like. I think you can actually be a good dancer through this game here. Looks interesting. Again, I wouldn't touch it because I hate dancing, but through Connect, they figured out a way to actually make a real dance game. They're the first on it, and I think you can. It looks okay. It's the same graphics as any Harmonix game. The soundtrack is, of course, any hip hop, R&B and whatnot game, no doubt. The Beastie Boys and whatnot. Yeah, Dance Central coming out this year probably, and they are. And they're, of course, Connect North America, November 4th, 15 titles at launch. And then they announced, of course, another Connect game, which already was a little bit revealed by Kotaku, which is, of course, the Star Wars game. It's coming out 2011, or at least 2011. It's going to be, we're going to get more details probably. No title yet. And it's actually... Oh, I can't remember. It's not LucasArts themselves. It's LucasArts that are actually partnering up or helping them out. It's Terminal Velocity is actually the people that are working on it. Then we had Forza, which I was, in my opinion, I have nothing against people having a driving with their hands and stuff like that, but the problem is, will Forza also support controllers, or are they forcing people to use the Kinect? That when Forza 2011, the next Forza game came to be revealed, they didn't talk anything about it's going to be backwards compatibility. For people that like the last Forza, maybe you're not going to be able to play it with your controller. I hope so, but will it have backwards compatibility, or will you have to have a stupid Kinect? From all the games that they announced, every package or every game had printed on them need Kinect. So I don't know. That was pretty much the last game they talked about Forza. After that, they announced the Slim, which is not a Slim. It's a stumpy version of the first one. It's a little bit. It's a little bit slimmer. It can't be that much because actually they had a 360 normal case around the other one, so it's smaller, it's a little bit slimmer. It's lower. It's not as loud as the other one. It has a built-in 250 gigabyte hard drive. It's gonna come with built-in Wi-Fi, and as I'm a prediction through Twitter, it is a Wi-Fi and N network type. So it's the fastest it's network type that's out there right now. Same price as the Elite. The Elite's going to be kicked away. It's going to be $299. Get a 360 Slim or the new 360, new experience. And here's the funny thing is, this one here is what they call Kinect Ready. And now you're thinking, why is that? Why is it saying Kinect Ready? Because all the 40 million other Xbox around the world, how many they actually have, how many of them are Kinect Ready? Well, they are. Just one thing, you need a power supply beside that to actually run it on your old Xbox. Looks like, I don't know how it's going to connect the Kinect, or, yeah, that sounds stupid, connect and not all stupid stuff. Because it looks like it's probably going to get power through the USB port or whatever it's going to, whatever it's going to be plugged into. And if you have an old one, you have to have a power supply beside that. So 2 cables actually on top of that, lying on your TV. So that's something that they didn't. They also the first revealed now. One thing also they talked about the arcade is there going to be arcade version right now? No, the Slim is only going to be in the $299. The arcade is from $199 going down $50, and the old one is going to be cut down $50 also. So if you don't want the $250, you can get the old ones or a replacement for your Red Ring one for $50 cheaper. And it's shipping this week, the new one. Actually, the people that were in the press conference is going to get one now. But the problem is it's shipping now or this week. Again, where? US we know, but what about over here? What about UK? What about Denmark? What about Germany? What about France? What about Spain? What about Italy? What about Europe? Are we going to get it this week? Who knows? I can't say. I hope they actually say it, but I have a bad feeling it's only US, and we have to wait for it because they maybe, I don't know. This weekend, check out your GameStop, see if it has it. If you want one, check it out. I right now I can't see a reason to upgrade. And also one thing, the Xbox Live, all the things that would connect will be available for no additional price for gold members, but they haven't talked about how much Kinect is there actually available for silver members. For people that don't give a rat's ass about gaming online, just wanna game single player and don't pwn up $50 a year for stuff like that. No word. maybe you can't use Kinect unless you have gold. We don't know. I hope so. You can, of course, play the single player experience, but voice chat is only supported on Gold member. That's one thing. Or video voice chat is only going to support that, in my opinion, or my best bet. Just like anything else, ESPN is probably only going to be available for Gold members, because the ESPN part is pretty much works, of course, already with the controller, and then the Kinect thing comes on top of it. So they're gonna, for Gold members, give ESPN, but if you're a Silver member, you get nothing about that. And the same thing with that. The only thing they talked a little bit about that I know that I'm actually using is the Zune movie stuff. And they're constantly updating it. There are some good movies over there. I think it's a little bit overpriced, but since Sony hasn't released the movie video store over here yet for my country, it is actually in some countries, but not mine yet. I hope they change that. I'm stuck with this. It actually works okay. I watched Halo Legend and some other good movies on that. But again, I will never buy Kinect for that only. Maybe I'm just going to buy it because I'm a geek and I like to have new stuff, but no price. So that's pretty much it, people. My verdict is interesting, I will say. I'm not going to say they won. I'm not going to say they lost, because from my perspective, a lot what they lost, or who lost, was not the hardcore gamers, but the games in general were not a big part. We only had, let's see, Rising, not announced, Black Ops this year, Gears next year, Fable this year, Reach this year. That's 3 games. 3 games. Rest is 2011. That's not a lot. I know it's only a half year away till we switch next year, and that's first party. I know maybe it is enough, but it's just like they're really kicking off Kinect with, we don't care about you people anymore. I get the feeling, at least, that the hardcore players, the one that really want games, good games that play well and don't give a rat's ass about fiddling around with waving your hands around. But I don't know, maybe it's just me. I'll let you decide. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you tomorrow when the next press conference kicks off with Nintendo. See you next time. Bye.